Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jenaya Devan. I'm from Scribe Software. We're just going to give a couple more minutes for those who are late to keep piling in, so I'll circle back in just a minute. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We still have some late stragglers that are slowly pouring in, but I figured we'll get started. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Just to go over some quick housekeeping and logistics. Our presentation will be approximately 60 minutes. There will be time at the end of the presentation for questions and answers. If you do have questions, please use the Q&A feature to submit your questions. And if you have any issues with the audio, please use the media controls. So today's presentation, we have three really wonderful speakers. Terri, Stephan from Ecuity Edge. She is going to be our main speaker, speaking about customer centricity. Allison, January from ClickDimensions, and myself, Jenaya Devan from Scribe Software. If you have any questions, I will show this slide again at the end of the presentation. Feel free to write down our contact information and contact either of us for any questions that you do have. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the baton over to Terri Stephan from Ecuity Edge.
Thank you very much, Jenaya, and welcome everyone to Customer Centricity, Revolutionizing Your Customer Experience. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your very busy schedules to spend this next 60 minutes with us. I hope, and it's my desire, that you'll get a lot of valuable information out of it, as well as some strategies to move forward within your organization. A little bit about Ecuity Edge. We are very proud to be a Scribe Elite partner, as well as a ClickDimensions marketing advisory partner, and a Gold Cloud Dynamics CRM and Dynamics 365 partner. We focus on any type of cloud technological solution in a perspective of customer centricity, even when we work with our clients. So we challenge each of our clients to look at every pain point and every solution to that pain point as it benefits them internally, but then we say and challenge them to look at it from the external view and how it's going to be perceived and received by your customers. And that's what I'm hoping to share with you today. So first, we're going to begin with some overviews on what we're going to cover today. That is that we're going to really be able to define what customer-focused versus customer-centric is. Now, with that being said, those seem to be interchangeable in today's technological marketplace, and it also is interchanged with customer engagement, customer experiences, and actually each and every one of those statements are very different in and of itself. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about how that is. We're going to talk about how customer centricity isn't just a change within the marketing department, but it's a true cultural transformation within your organization. It's the new paradigm shift of technology today. In order to be a part of digital transformation, digital marketing transformation usually leads the way in doing so, and in doing so starts initiating this organizational paradigm shift. We want you to understand how to start identifying and understanding your customers from a very different perspective. Also, in bringing in ClickDimensions and the key essential element of marketing automation and how it's essential to be a part of your customer experience playbook. And yes, through customer centricity, you should have a customer experience playbook from pre-sale to post-sale engagement with your customers. And finally, we want to also discuss with you how to utilize this valuable data that you have in your CRM system to analyze your customers, evaluate campaigns. Now, in a Harris Interactive survey, 86% of your customers are willing to pay more for a better customer experience than what really then moving on to the next customer. And actually 89% of these exact same respondents also said that they've recently switched from doing business with the business they were with to going to its customers because of one issue: poor service. So let's talk about what happens with poor service. Now, we teased you a little bit with the Gallup poll, the behavioral research poll that was done in 2016. Now, I want to advise you that that poll covered 2,000 global companies and covered 8 million customers that were all B2B customers. And still, they found that 71% of the customers were really disengaged and unenamored with the businesses that they were doing business with. So what does that also translate into with loss of business? Well, in studies that have been shown, 98% of customers, these are just generalizations that really do cross the gamut of B2B and B2C, that 98% of customers who are very dissatisfied with customer service, they leave without telling anyone. So they hit the highway, they find someone else who's going to take care of their needs and meet them at the door and welcome with open arms. What you will find too with those 98% that leave without even telling anyone, it costs you 12 times more to get a dissatisfied customer back than it does to retain one. 65% of customers are lost due to an actual negative experience with the company. That experience doesn't even mean the purchasing experience. It can be the pre-purchase, it can be the post, it can be any point within the buying cycle that there's a negative experience and that customer will be lost to you. And 75% of reasons that customers do leave are not even product related. It's due to the customer engagement and the experience that they have with your organization. Now, as we all know, it always costs more to get customers than it does to retain customers. And it actually costs 3 times more in today's market to get a new customer. So let's talk about some wins here. because that's what we really want to talk about. So you're doing very well with your current clients and customers. Well, the truth of it is that 20% of your customers is 80% of your revenue. That's a standard statistic within businesses today. But do most of you realize that 10% of your customers are 90% of your profits? Now, from a marketing perspective, a lot of us take, and from a customer-centric or customer product-driven perspective, we take the view of revenue. Let's drive revenue. But really, if you change your mindset to drive profits, you will look at your customers differently. You will look at the customer lifetime value and the customer journey and how to keep them engaged through awesome experiences, not just exceptional, not just good experiences, but awesome experiences that they keep coming back for more. Take a moment and think of awesome experiences that you currently have with any B2B customers that you deal with, but most importantly, B2C. Because I want to really point out to each and every one of you that your B2B customers are truly B2C clients. And they want an interaction that's that way with them. So let's talk about the definition and the differences between customer focus and customer centricity. Customer focus tends to have initiatives that focus on attitudes and behaviors of the customers. Say largely about nice words, and it's a soft focus on the customers. They tend to be customer segmented. So you have groups of customers you target, for example, all in the same type of business line, or they're all the type of influencers with the organization or the decision maker. They generally know how to give very good or even excellent service, and business comes first though, the customer second. With a customer focus, you still tend to be product focused and not truly customer centric. So let's then talk about really what customer centric does look like. And that is, from a customer centric perspective, it's a cultural transformation within your organization. It's a transformation of your mindset to provide a positive customer experience, anticipating the customer's needs. It's not just hoping that you hit the target and you throw out all the darts, but it's actually anticipating them. It's about delighting your customers with products and services that they love and make them want to come back for more, that they're actually anticipating the next product you present to them. You want to drive repeat business. You'll be able to build your customer loyalty, but not only loyalty, you'll build upon your brand trust because you will deepen that relationship with your customer, which will in turn not only increase profits, but drive revenue, but will drive your profits. The CEO of Zappos has said that customer service shouldn't be a department. It really should be a focus of the entire company. Every individual within an organization should be the customer service department. So with that, we're going to talk a little bit about why that is. And if you recall on the customer focus side of things, you tend to segment your customers. Well, with a customer-centric approach, you want to develop and build out your personas. Your customer personas are very different. You start to market to a customer of one. Steve Jobs, when he was innovating at Apple and all the latest technologies, then he actually was always designing to the market of one, to one person. So when you build out your personas within your organization that you are actually communicating with, then you want to look at them and their personalities and where they may engage you in doing business. Some of them may be The influencers may be at Starbucks doing business one afternoon because they needed to get out of the office. These are things that you'll need to know and understand because it's critical in personalizing your message. If you realize that your customers want personalized, relevant content that means something to them and not just to everybody in a specific industry, but to them personally. Amazon and Zappos are two key companies who do that. In fact, in 2014, there was a list that was brought out that said the top 10 companies that were customer-centric focused. And of course, Amazon was at the top. But one of them that really intrigued me the most is that number 5 was Chick-fil-A. And each of the organizations listed all had single, very simple mantras within the organization that every single person, from the frontline employees to the back-end personnel, all embraced. And at Chick-fil-A, I thought it was interesting. Their mantra was, make it remarkable. That every experience at a Chick-fil-A restaurant was to be remarkable. Because you know why? They wanted that customer to leave, and they wanted to remark on their experience at Chick-fil-A, the food, the environment, the people. Because someone who is dissatisfied with your organization will tell 20 other people. Not only that, the millennials are 59% more likely to put it out on social media. Whereas when you're building remarkable experiences based on your personas that you're targeting, then you will be able to build the customer-centric organization you want to. So I'm going to start with 2 personas that were targeted by Microsoft with the Surface Pro 4. And that is, it's interesting because the Surface Pro really wasn't that great. And we're going to talk about that in a few moments. But they actually evolutionized their view of the customer and the product. And we're going to show you and walk you through that, but I want you to keep that in mind. So Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO and founder of Amazon, has said that we see our customers as invited guests to a party, and we are the host. It's our job every day to make every important aspect of a customer experience a little better. So it's a party. So if it's a customer-focused party, let me ask you all to take a moment and think back of a business party you've been to. Maybe everyone's standing around in a circle. You know, it's very general. It's very focused on a customer segment. And it might be based on your industry. But they have cocktails. Maybe you're toasting with champagne of a big event. But let's think about a party that's positioned for the customer-centric organization. And they develop this persona and what that party would look like. Okay, so this company figured out that that these individuals partied a little bit different as B2B than a customer-focused party. I'm thinking that focused party in a segmented audience wouldn't be looking like this, but if you built one that was customer-centric, that was based on their persona, it is going to be a huge hit, and everyone will know about it. And that customer is going to come back for more. Now, these are all very big terms, but I think you're getting the idea of really what your experience should be like for your customers. Exciting, inviting, and that's what we want you to be able to do. So what does it really mean to be customer-centric? Everyone tends to think that their website is the center of your universe because you want to drive inbound traffic and get leads, or your Facebook page really isn't the center of your universe, and your mobile app isn't the center of your universe. Your customer needs to be the center of your universe. So really, what does that look like? And I've got a simple diagram to show you. Here's what it looks like. Your customer is at the center of this universe. You're putting the customer at the core of your business. As I said earlier, from pre-sale to post-sale. Our customer-focused leadership is coming from the top down. It is also understanding your customer. Now, with this type of approach, this is when it is critical that your CRM system, which is an invaluable tool to this customer experience because you can customize it to your organization, and it obtains a wealth of data within it about your customers, and that you can actually use this data because it gives you a full 360-degree view of your customers. So for example, you can use this to gather your customer data to understand buying behaviors, interests, and their engagement with you. Again, defining those personas. You can identify opportunities to create new products and services that are best for your customers. Again, anticipating your customers' needs. You also can use customer lifetime value to be able to develop these customers and start doing account-based marketing so that it's specifically targeted to those organizations with high value. You can also then be able to design that personalized experience. Then, most importantly, you want to empower your front line. They are the voice of your organization who listens to the voice of your customer. You'll be able to create metrics that matter and get them through your dynamic CRM system, as well as utilizing Microsoft's Power BI, as well as getting it from big data and integrating it into the system utilizing Scribe. Finally, and most importantly, feedback drives continuous improvements. Don't be afraid to send out your surveys through ClickDimensions to get your customer feedback. Get it on a campaign, get it on a webinar, get it on a purchase, because you'll constantly be improving. So here are some key questions to ask. Is your company really the voice of the market? Are you really that voice? Are you the one that's being the disruptor within the marketplace? Traditional businesses tend to step back, but in this now, they're saying the fourth industrial revolution of digital transformation, it is critical that traditional businesses transform their mindset to become disruptors, because the new kids on the block, for example, Uber, was a total disruptor to the taxi, the limousine, the hired hand, and gave a whole new vision of what that market looked like. Do you champion the customer experience? Are you one in the organization that does so? Do you tend to your brand? Now, it's not just about traditional brands and traditional advertising. It's about really tending to your brand to give it the personality of your organization and making it important to your customers through the experience that they receive. Are you capitalizing on the key insights and data that you're receiving from your CRM system? This is invaluable. You are able to personalize your messages because you've been able to develop these personas. And are you an integrator and force multiplier? Are you an organization that integrates? Do you take your functional silos, do you bring them all together, do you share, and then you multiply and become a force to be reckoned with within the marketplace and leapfrog your competition because you have become that disruptor even though you are a traditional business. So now we talk about something that the Chief Marketing Officers Council has come over and that has said recently, and that is over half of your customers would consider ending their relationship with a retailer if they are not given tailor-made, relevant content and offers. Now, this is about a retailer, but if you recall, I said your B2B customers are truly B2C. They want a B2C experience. The major manufacturer and tool, actually equipment provider, building equipment provider, Grainger, is their website, interestingly enough, is the 5th best website according to a Gartner report that was released last year in 2015 in the world. This is taking B2C and B2B websites into consideration. But why is that? They're selling forklifts online. But why is it? It's because it was engaging and they treated their B2B customer as a B2C customer. The whole experience was that way with cross-sell, upsell, suggestions, but they also looped in their outside salespeople through CRM because they knew what was happening within their customer accounts based on the integration of the website into their CRM system. And they were able to develop the personas to target their personalized messages. So now we're going to talk about that Microsoft Surface Pro. Now, I'm going to show you 2 videos. The exact same product, a whole different view, a whole different persona they're targeting. The first one, it's repositioning the Surface Pro 4 because, let's be honest, up to the Surface Pro 3, not very exciting. But Microsoft came out as a force to be reckoned with. They went head-to-head with Apple as the machine of choice, and they showed it as a tablet, as a business person who needs a tablet, who wants a tablet, but needs a laptop. And not just any laptop, they want one that's full of power. And so what they've done is they have created this commercial that shows them in a different light. So we're going to wait for that to load here. I'm sorry. Let's see what's going on here. Well, what I did find most interesting about this commercial is that it was set to the song of Thunderstruck by AC/DC. And the most fascinating point was it was targeting the businessman or woman, but it's sleek, it's cool, it's flexible, and it's powerful. And we seem to be having some technical difficulties here, so I don't know really what's going on, and I apologize for that. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to pretty much talk you through it. So what they did is okay. So it was very exciting because actually in the video, they actually had different pieces and parts of the components of the computer because of the bass of AC/DC. If anyone's familiar with their music, it's heavy bass driven. It actually reminded me of those cars that you see that are so, you walk by and the whole back end because they've got the basses and the amplifiers in the back of the trunk and they're bouncing. Okay, so Microsoft capitalized on that. They showed key components. The speakers even pounded with the bass of AC/DC. So if anyone's interested in the link to this, please email me and I'll be happy to send it to you because it really is impactful on what is so interesting. So now we're going to show you what is going on here. And in the next commercial, it was about the it was about the NFL. Now, the NFL is actually Microsoft's partner of choice. The NFL and Microsoft have chosen to team up about 4 years ago. Now, it's an interesting term, isn't it, team up? Now, with this commercial, what they did is they actually put it to the childhood song of, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And they're showing it used by every single NFL team and key powerhouse superstar player in the NFL to make their game better, to make it more, they can analyze things that are going on. They show them in the sidelines of the games, and it is truly an exciting thing that's happening. So what they did is they actually went ahead and also showed that they were able to invite the viewers, the NFL faithful, to be involved, because they actually developed apps that they can actually do their fantasy teams and watch live streaming football on it. But the bottom line is it shows a businessman on the road who happened to be Drew Brees, a quarterback for the Saints, talking to his son on his pro surface, who was singing him this song. So it really hit home to what was going on. So finally, I want to talk about the challenges. And the challenges that seem to face our customer centricity. And that is that you have to function. You have functional silos that prevent customer data sharing. Your culture is not aligned around the customer needs. You're missing key technological platforms. You may not have the customer support that is equipped to manage your customer issues, and there are insufficient expertise data analytics. So these are key themes that are challenges, but you know what? They don't have to stop on what is going on within your organization. You can still make a change, and you can start small. And how can you do that? You can start to skate where the puck will be. A hockey player was asked why they do that. What's their mentality? It's because they're anticipating the next move of the puck. And that's you. You get to anticipate the need of your customers, understand their aspirations, take the positions to target a market of one, engage your customers as co-designers of what the experience should be like based on their feedback. Leverage the untapped technologies that are available to you. And then energize your customer experience. Again, tend to that brand. Personalize your brand and go with that. You want to make it your business as a place for people's lives to be better. And finally, I just want to end with you on this note and thank you for your time. And that is that it has been said that in the age of the customer, executives don't decide how customer-centric their companies are. Customers do. And even though you may be in a traditional organization or not, and the leadership may not be trumpeting this phase from the top down, I'd encourage you to start from your small area and start pushing out and start making some changes internally. And now I want to tell you all too that you are going to receive for attending the Atom Bluetooth earpiece, because you have shared in this customer experience and revolutionizing your customer experience. And I'm going to push it over to Allison. Thank you.
Thank you, Terri. That was really a lot of great information. I think most of us on the call can agree that becoming more customer-centric is something that most organizations would like to strive towards doing a better job. So really appreciate you giving some insight on the topic there. As you mentioned, really part of And that is making sure you have the proper tools in place to be successful, one of which is marketing automation. And that really brings me to the next few topics we're going to discuss today. So really quick before we jump into scenarios, a few additional statistics I feel everyone will find interesting. So marketing automation is proving to be a vital part of the success of companies in nearly every industry and market. And this is partially due to some interesting trends that both marketing and sales teams are having to adjust to. So buyers are educating themselves and are nearly at the end of the buying cycle when reaching a salesperson or actually reaching out to a salesperson. Also, we're finding out that a lot of leads that marketing is generating, the individuals are not really ready to purchase immediately. About 50% of the qualified leads are not ready to buy. We're also seeing that sales cycles have increased by 22% over the last 5 years due to more decision makers being involved in the process. So salespeople are having to deal with longer cycles as well as more educated users in the area. Now, this is a stat that's been around for a little bit through Forrester that shows that companies that are using nurture campaigns are generating more sales-ready individuals at 33% lower cost. Another positive benefit from nurture marketing is that if you utilize personalized emails within your nurtures, studies are showing you will significantly increase the click rate and conversion rate more than 10%. So lead nurtured emails get 4 to 10 times the response rate than just an email blast. So I think it's safe to say all of us on the call would like higher response rates and better interactions from individuals we're reaching out to today. The first place to start for that is under email marketing. This is where it becomes important having a marketing tool that is native within your CRM. Within CRM, lists can be segmented based on behavior, demographic information, marketing campaigns, and other data points. These lists are all created and updated in real time, giving organizations the ability to be the first responders when sending out campaigns. Now, leveraging options for sending out your campaigns, there's a few ways to execute delivery, either through mass communication, so you're sending out to a group of individuals through a marketing list, one-off emails on that individual level, or through automated processes like nurture marketing. So what makes it even easier to execute these campaigns is having a solution that is native to your CRM and fully having the ability to pull in your personalization. So any information you have on that individual level within CRM can be dynamically pulled into the template. So the possibilities are endless with personalization, really making your customers feel like you understand them and know exactly what they need. Now, part of understanding your customers relates back to understanding and being able to view reporting. So with ClickDimensions, you'll be able to see some of the reports that you see here on this slide, so both at the aggregate and at the individual level. So you can really understand how your individual customers or prospects are actually interacting with you and how you can better engage with them. Now, moving on to why automated processes are important. Another part of personalizing the individual's journey is establishing automated processes that will take them down certain paths based around interest levels and how they're interacting with a particular campaign. So if you send them, personalized content, and maybe they do not have an interaction with it, so you want to send them down another path to maybe have a different type of touch point. So really just being able to automate the process based around interactions that individuals are having with your organization. Now, from an organization's point of view, it's really important to identify how successful a particular campaign is. So again, with reporting, you can see the number here of participants that are currently in a campaign, as well as the number of participants that have successfully passed through each step. So this will really help you to gauge what type of campaigns you should create in the future and who are the correct individuals to associate to these particular campaigns. Now, part of campaign automation is to include several emails, again, spaced out over the course of a few months to nurture them until they're ready to buy, essentially, or for more customer retention. So all emails, again, are personalized And you can also have follow-up tasks behind these, again, for the sales rep within each phase of the campaign to make sure that they're reaching out to individuals at the appropriate time. Now, another entry point for something like campaign automation, besides adding them to a marketing list, is through form submission. So when someone goes to your site, raises their hand that they're interested, you can place them on automated processes to make sure that no one falls through the cracks and everyone is getting a timely response. And again, you can have them go down certain series or certain paths based around information that they're submitting back to you and telling you, hey, I'm interested in XYZ product or XYZ service. You can make sure that the correct individuals are identified and reaching out in a timely manner. So as Terri mentioned, learning from your clients is key. It's really a key component to, trying to understand them, trying to better engage with current clients or prospects. Along with surveys, we're also going to be talking about web intelligence. So another effective way to stay engaged and to let your clients know that you care about their needs is through web tracking. If someone is looking at certain pages on your site for extended periods of time, you'll have a better understanding of how to interact with them when you pick up the phone to give them a call or send a new email. So essentially, you'll be more effective at targeting individuals and understanding their needs and the stage in their purchasing cycle. So through surveys, you can gauge a customer's opinion, again, satisfaction, or other interests. So what's great about this is every time a customer submits a survey back, all of that data tracks directly back to their leader contact form within CRM, and of course, you'll have full reporting around it. So just another way to try to understand what your clients or customers are saying about you and how you can better engage with them. Just one last item to point out. So because a solution like ClickDimensions is native to CRM, you can also build dashboards around all of this data to see the data you truly care about understanding. It'll help your organization with making more informed decisions to be able to really slice and dice the data and pull in the information that you care about seeing on a regular basis. Now, hopefully that gives everyone a little taste of possibilities. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Jenaya to speak to customer centricity from Scribe's perspective.
Great. Thank you so much, Allison. That was excellent. Thank you, Terri, as well. So Scribe's going to talk a little bit about integration lifecycle management and the customer journey. I think it's really been customer centricity and the customer journey is really something that's been at the forefront, I think, of everyone's mind. But just to go into a little bit of information about Scribe. Scribe, we've been around for over 20 years, and we've really delivered an agile integration solution with a concentration on solving some challenges across a whole host of different verticals, industries, whether that's municipalities, legal, retail, distribution, you name it, we've done it. But most recently, we've really been focusing on the customer journey and how that relates to the integration lifecycle and its management. So let's dig a little bit into the customer journey and see how Scribe can help manage it through integration lifecycle. Integration projects are not a static event. I think that's a common misconception. Just like your business, integration changes constantly. For example, the most common type of integration is CRM to ERP. If you think about ways to increase productivity and user adoption, add in another application like a marketing automation tool, like ClickDimensions. If the end users can find all of their information within CRM and not have to go to 15 different other resources, they're going to live and breathe by your CRM and not have to waste time trying to find information that's going to keep them more productive in the long run. Now, as a VAR or a reseller, I'm skipping way ahead. Sorry, guys. As a VAR or a reseller, having specific knowledge around your customer's business is really a way to help leverage integrations that will build that trusted advisor relationship within your customer base. So start simple. Start with CRM to ERP, and then have that conversation and circle back to them. Add in marketing automation. Add in custom software that maybe they've already had built that they're trying to integrate into CRM or Salesforce or whatever they're using. But regardless of the integration scenario, Scribe really makes it easy for you to be flexible and to be able to adjust to some of these project hurdles over the long run. So here are some of the challenges that customers go through, and I'm sure we are all familiar with some of these challenges. If you're a customer, some of the first questions that you're going to ask is for a basic integration, right? But then you figure you have more questions as the project starts to evolve. And then the question comes out and you say, hey, I've thought about it. I want basic, but I also want to have some custom fields and custom objects mapped in there as well. Now, the cloud makes everything easier, so shouldn't it just work out of the box? Prospects and customers constantly asking for more than the project scope can really allow for, or asking their integration partner to jump in and fix someone else's code. These scenarios they're not an anecdotal issue. We hear them all the time. Now, numerous industry studies point to some of these challenges. A recent study of over 300 IT executives found that about 61% of them were not satisfied with the level of integration across their cloud applications. And as customers are really looking to system integrators to solve this challenge, they want to know that they can integrate their integrations, their applications into their environment before they make their actual purchase. But customers have a unique set of integration. Every customer, every business is unique, and the requirements are unique. So we looked at over 900 CRM deployments within Scribe Online and found that over 800 of them, nearly 90%, were mapping custom fields and objects, which means that you can't use that proprietary in-application product offering for integration. You really need to have a solution that's going to be able to integrate those the information that you need that's not relative within that native environment. And in the Gartner survey, Gartner figured that 92% of the total cost of custom-coded integrations comes after the go live, right? So this relates back to some of those project hurdles, right, and how this affects the customer journey. Whether it's, after you go live, whether it's your developer leaving, it can be a scenario where you have a new VP of marketing and he wants to add a marketing automation, or your sales team wants to add a custom field. Whatever these project hurdles are, it's much easier to use an iPaaS to do all that, where you don't have to rely on custom coding or maybe staying within a projected budget that you as a company has set to get done. Now, the business benefits of using Scribe. Using Scribe really means that you have a platform that allows you to create integrations that satisfy your unique integration needs, right? It also alleviates the risk and costs associated with developing and maintaining custom-written software, right? Leave the headaches to us and do the more important part, which is the customer-facing portion of it. Right, so ease of use. Our platform is a single solution for all of your integration needs, whether you use cloud to cloud, cloud to ground, or you use your own custom mix or a hybrid environment. Speed to delivery. A management console provides instant updates on the health of all your running integrations and ability to investigate issues if or when they arise, right? Uniquely powerful security and sharing model allows project organizers to securely invite people to join a specific project to accelerate project success. And the tailored integration, we want you to be ready. We offer these pre-built application connectors and templates for our named connectors. You can leverage templates as starting points for popular application combinations and really extend them to meet the unique configuration of the application. Going into 2017 for us is really, we have a huge focus based on our APIs, right, on developing them, on making it easier for you to integrate to some of those custom applications and databases. So we really have an API-first mentality, and where we give full API control to our customers for Scribe Online. You can access all of the capabilities of our platform programmatically, so you can streamline your business processes and make onboarding really simple and risk-free. Now let's take a quick peek at the platform itself. IT consultants or business analysts can quickly create reusable integration templates to common use cases that can be deployed across multiple applications and multiple environments, right? We want to make sure that customer journey and experience is top-notch. Integrations that are built on our iPass platform are completely self-documenting so that any user can quickly understand the approach and the design. Our platform uses clicks, not coding, and was modeled for the business analyst, not for the developer who has a PhD and who knows what. The customer console. We built the platform with the ability to manage integrations with ease. You can also provide customers with a master tenant where they can provision, configure, and also manage various integration scenarios right from a single pane of glass. Integration is a complex business, and we've been living in it for over 20 years here at Scribe. We have seen many projects get tripped up by limitations and issues surrounding that initial deployment. We understand that technical skills vary within every IT department. So as a customer or as a partner, or a business user, we want to make sure that you're able to get up to speed quickly. So you can create your own setup wizards. With our REST API, you can pass those parameters to the platform, and it will set up and configure the customer environment behind the scenes. And finally, we've priced our platform using a simple connection and feature-based model. This can range from the simplest point-to-point integration scenario to really complex integrations or enterprise-wide deployments. Now, the most common use case is the integration of ERP and CRM, right, along with some other front office systems, such as marketing automation and proprietary support databases. Our platform works in a variety of environments. So again, cloud-based, on-premise, or hybrid. In May, Scribe teamed up with Microsoft to enhance their Power BI solution using Scribe Online's replication services. And replication services really allowed any user to bring their CRM data to a central repository for BI, analytics, reporting, or just basic backup. We're really helping to enhance that performance by creating the ability to replicate some, all, or most of the important data that's needed for Power BI dashboards. Using replication services has created the ability to group data based on high or low transaction value, or even specific data types. Now, one of the most important things to note here is that if you don't see a connector listed in our marketplace or on our website, have no fear. You can easily build your own connector for Scribe Online Replication Service or integration services using our connector development kit. And our system migrations, it's one-time migrations as you switch or upgrade your business systems. I know there are a lot of movement and changes within Microsoft launching Dynamics 365. So system integrations will help you make that transition smooth for you. Now, what is everyone saying about Scribe? Gartner said that Scribe's integration platform is used by enterprises, SMB, system integrators, and SaaS providers, really through a variety of markets and different verticals. They rated us one of the highest rated iPaaS offerings in relation to platform productivity. Now, Scribe's iPaaS platform is renowned for its ease of use and the agility that brings to integration. Not just the first integration, but the adaptation and the maintenance of the integration over time and over the life cycle. Now, this was just released in Q3 of 2016 from Forrester. Scribe was named one of the iPaaS leaders, and what they rated us the highest on is time to value, application connectivity, so our connectors, and our management functions, right? We want to, again, make it as simple and as easy for your entire team to use. So whether you have that IT team or whether you're using business analysts to sort of maintain and manage some of your analytics solutions and your integrations, anyone is able to use Scribe. We have free training for Scribe Online. And that is it for my portion of the Scribe presentation. I do want to thank you all for attending. I'd also like to open up the floors for any questions and answers. So I'm going to put us on mute for half a second and see if we have any from our attenders. Oh, actually, it looks like we do have one. So the first question is, can ClickDimensions replace a HubSpot or a Marketo? We are currently using HubSpot for our marketing automation solution. Allison, do you want to take a stab at that one?
Yes. So with ClickDimensions, we can replace some of those platforms. So we do everything from email marketing, what we looked at today, so sending out your mass communications, one-offs, and nurtures. You can see your website analytics, do lead scoring, build your web content, so all of your form surveys, landing pages. There's also SMS integration as well as event management, so a full marketing automation platform there.
Excellent. The next question, it says, can I see Scribe's platform? Yes, absolutely. You can see our platform. We offer free trials right on our website. If you have any questions about Scribe, please feel free to contact me, Jenaya Devan. I am the Recruit Enablement Manager, so I work specifically with partners. But if you are a customer end user, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I will direct you to the appropriate person in our sales organization who can help you out.
Jenaya, I also want to.
Nope. Go ahead, Terri.
Okay, I just wanted to circle back around about the ClickDimensions question. Also, the beauty about ClickDimensions is it's directly embedded into your dynamic CRM environment. So it actually has the same look and feel as your dynamic CRM, and it's not switching from solution to solution.
Which is excellent, right? You want to make sure that you have that seamless experience.
Exactly.
Terri, actually,
it's about the UI.
Yeah, this next question is for you. Sorry.
Okay.
So one of our guests wants to know a little bit more about you and your company. Can you fill us in on the Ecuity Edge?
Yes, actually I can. I'd be happy to. Thank you for asking. As I said earlier, we are actually a Microsoft Cloud CRM Gold partner and Scribe Elite and ClickDimensions Marketing Advisory partner. Our focus is really on consulting services and implementation solutions with Dynamics 365 and the full 360-degree common data platform, as well as bringing it back around full circle through ClickDimensions and providing you with training, education, understanding of the personas with ClickDimensions and how to target those audiences. We also assist with the digital marketing strategies and your customer experience playbook. We also are able to provide you with loyalty management programs that we've actually developed IP for Dynamics 365 and the CRM system within that, and have done multiple enterprise engagements as well as mid-sized companies. So we work currently for a number of Fortune 500 companies and have done numerous engagements. For example, the World Bank. We're currently working with Owens Corning with their worldwide rollout, as well as state and local governments. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much, Terri. I really appreciate it. And then the last thing that I just wanted to point out, if there are no other questions out there, is that in the follow-up email from Scribe, you will receive a link to the webinar to listen to again. You can also request a PDF of the slide deck if you would like to have that as well. So with that, I want to thank again Terri and Allison for joining us today, and thank you all for attending. We appreciate your time. We know you guys are very busy. So thank you all very much, and have a great afternoon, and enjoy your holiday next week.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.